Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us again for F20 Live. And we're going to probably have a shorter than usual episode this week. A little under the weather and don't have much of a voice, so you have to bear with me a little bit. But we got a couple exciting things I wanted to show, and I didn't want to wait another week. So we're going to get rolling. As usual, if you have questions, please use the Ask a Question button up in the top left corner of your window. You see a little button up there, and that will go especially into our Q&A feature, so I'll make sure that I get the questions and don't miss any that can fly by in the chat window. So moving on, I'm hoping that everyone can hear me and see my screen. If one or the other is not working, please drop a message in the chat box as well. Otherwise, we'll get rolling, and we are recording this in HD again. Last week's method seemed to work pretty well. So instead of having a blurry semi-instructional video, we now actually are recording in HD, and you should be able to read what's on the screen, which is, again, really nice, handy feature for instructional stuff. So what I've got in store for you today, we're going to look at one feature that's live now and actually has been for a couple months, and then two other features that are just about ready to go, and they should be live anytime. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to touch on real quick is will apply basically for people that are using AdWords. So if you're doing pay-per-click advertising and you want to be tracking conversions, which is really an important part of your pay-per-click campaign, then Google will give you a tracking script that has a couple of variables and that identify when a transaction is complete. So that way you can look at your reports and say, we spent this much money on ads, we received this many clicks, and of those clicks, here's what turned into sales and the revenue from those sales. So you kind of see start to finish, is this pay-per-click campaign working out for you? Important stuff. So I'm going to slide on over here. And I'm just in the dashboard of the site, and under e-commerce, I clicked on the florist link. So we'll cover that one more time. So under dashboard, e-commerce, and then to florist. And that pulls up a whole bunch of our customized settings. But as you roll on down, when you get to the box marked checkout settings, there's a couple options in here. First, you want to look at, make sure that you have enable Google Analytics tracking checked, right? We want that on, and you've got your UA number, full number in here. That's important. But now we've added the second line with conversion ID and conversion label. Right? So what happens is when you are creating a campaign in Google AdWords and you turn on conversion tracking, they're going to give you this big snippet of code. And in that snippet of code, they're going to have two variables marked conversion ID and conversion label. So you just need to copy and paste those two variables, just those two little things, not the whole snippet of code. We've already got that. Just grab those two things, pop them in here, and then every time someone completes a sale, the script will run. It will check if it's an AdWords customer, and if so, it will add the revenue from that sale and the conversion to your reports. So pretty simple to set up. It's dashboard, e-commerce, florist, fill in the blank. Click on save when you're done, and now you're tracking your AdWords sale. So that's live now. You can use that anytime, and I would strongly encourage doing it. Now, the next feature I'm going to show you was a recent request that came through our support desk. And first we thought it might have to be just a custom project done for one particular client. But the more we looked at it, the more we thought this just needs to be available to everybody. So instead, we've made it into basically going to be part of the package now. So just increasing the awesomeness of Florist 2.0. So I'm going to pull this up under e-commerce and products. What this new feature will let you do is select which shipping method applies to each particular product. I know somewhere over the ocean there's a little round of applause going on. So I'm going to go in and actually bounce back one sec. Bounce back to here and pull up one particular product. So I'm editing the properties on our Simply Sparkling design. And now, when I roll on down near the bottom of the properties here, you'll see that there's a shipping methods window. This was not here before. This is a new box. Okay. And this is, right now it's live on our demo site. I'm just beating it up and testing it out a little bit, but after playing with it today, it seems to be working. So we're going to go ahead and implement that soon for the first client that was asking for it and start rolling it out to other people as well. And so if this is something that a feature that you want to use, that you want to say yes, put in place on your site right away, please submit a support ticket. Ask for, what are we calling it? The product-based shipping. So ask for this. We will enable it. One important thing to note is that by default, when this installs, it will apply to all your products, and it will select nothing. Now, in this case, nothing means everything. So basically what we're assuming is in the absence of a selection, everything applies. So you'll see over here under shipping methods, nothing is highlighted, right? We've got flat shipping, we've got table-based, right? There is, none of these are highlighted. That means if I go to checkout using this product, both will be available. If I only want the flat shipping option, click on that. Now it's highlighted. When I save, only that shipping method will be available. So from the front end of my site, we go to Simply Sparkling. And now when I add that to cart, we go to checkout. Just going to get quickly to look at the shipping page. And now you see it's selected basic shipping because that was the only method available. For any other product, it would show both because it's selected. Now I realize that when you start implementing this, it's going to mean a bit of work going through and editing products to determine which one should apply for each product. And I'm not sure. We'll have to look and see if there's a way that we can automate setting that up. But right now the way it has to work is this block installs, package installs, and all products are immediately defaulting to anything goes. That's otherwise you just run into the potential to disable some products right away, and you certainly don't want to block people from ordering. So that's how that new package works. It's ready to go and should be rolling out to the real world shortly. And we've got one more to show you. And this is one that I'm probably most excited about, something I've been wanting to implement for a while. And okay, just roll back a bit of history. Way back when we first launched the Florist 2.0 platform, it looked very, very different from this. And e-commerce was different back then. It was very common to have to log in or create a login when you were checking out through a site. And so that's the way our original platform was built. With the transition to version 3, we moved to the more streamlined option of defaulting to anonymous checkout unless somebody actively created an account. Now, this made it much easier for customers to check out, but on the other hand, it didn't do things like tracking their order history, profiles, things like that. So it also, you should still be able to market to them through your point of sale system and such, but it wasn't creating an account for them on the site. So what we've wanted to do, and what we're now implementing, is automatic account creation during checkout. So the customer will just go through, place their order as usual. If they have an account, the order will be applied to their account. If they don't have one, an account will be created for them, and an email will be sent out along with their receipt. So they'll get an email receipt, and they'll also get an email saying, here's the link to your order history, and here's the username and password that you can go in and access your order history on the site. We've got a couple options set up for this. So again, I'm under Dashboard, E-commerce, and then down to Auto Accounts. Okay. And this just lets you set up a couple variables. So you'll be looking at what the name, who's the email coming from. This is the email that's going to the customer with their username and password. All right, so it's coming from this name, from this email address, and of course the option, do you want to send this email or not? You might not want to. Okay, that's fine. And then lastly, what message would you like to have included on that email? So they're going to get an email, it's going to have this message, and then below that we'll have username and password, so and the link to the order history. So you can write something nice in here to say, yeah, thank you for ordering, or thank you for starting to order, thank you for visiting our site. All right, because one of the nice things is we're creating the user account when they hit that first billing page. So you're going to have user accounts created even for people that don't complete an order. Now the nice thing is, people that even get past that first step of the checkout will now be available and flagged especially for you in the dashboard. And that's something that we're just putting finishing touches on now. But they will be marked as a separate user group, and you will be able to export that list or send an email to people in that user group. Possibly down the road, have an automated email sent out maybe an hour after they leave the cart. If they start down that process, leave, and then don't finish the order, send a little follow-up email, maybe with a coupon code, something like that. Just something we're looking at ways to capture that information. First, make it easier for clients who are actually completing an order to become sticky, to have a user history. Once they go into that user history, they can click on past order and repeat it very quickly. So first, we want to make things easier for people that are actually completing orders and buying on your site. Secondly, we want to make it easier for you to kind of catch some of those people that start to check out but don't. It's not unusual for just in e-commerce in general for around 75% of people to abandon their cart. Now, sometimes they're going into the cart because they want to see what's the total price, what's the shipping, what are the options going to be. Sometimes they get scared off by something. Sometimes maybe they're just undecided, so they're adding it to the cart, but they're not quite sure if they're going to purchase. And so those are some of the people that you can capture with that follow-up email. So version 1, what we're rolling out is creating an automatic account during checkout, okay, and following up with that email with their order history. And then subsequent versions will have more of those marketing tools built in, allowing you to follow up and convert more of those people. So I'll just give you a quick demonstration of how that works. Here we've got these settings filled out, and I'm just going to open up. There we go. This is a new private browser, so there's in this browser I'm not logged into the site. I'm coming in as a completely fresh client. I'm going to come in, buy some tulips. Very important. I gotta make sure that I put in an email address that the site doesn't recognize. All right, so here we'll jump back for a second, and in here, show you the list of users set up on this site right now. All right, so you can see there's just the 3 of us at the moment. And so now I filled in my billing information with a brand new email address. As I click on next and start moving through, there, new user's been added. So now you're capturing that information as soon as they even start to go in. And even if they don't complete, then you've got that information you could use as a potential follow-up. If they do complete, well, then they're customers, so make sure you're marketing and thanking them anyway. And those customers that complete the order will have the ability to go check their order history and very quickly repeat previous order, which is very nice for checkout. So that's it for new features right now. As I said, AdWords conversion tracking is already active. The setting up the shipping options is pretty much ready to go. I think we'll be rolling that out on a few sites probably the next day or so. And automatic accounts, should probably be rolling out to users that request it by the beginning of next week. So at that point, we'll just kick over to Q&A while I've got a bit of voice left. I'm still rocking the Coke Zero. But sadly this week, fresh out of Thin Stations. So no snacks, but I got my drink. Now, what have we got for Q&A? Okay, for the shipping options that will be available, are those labels listed in the feature linked to the labels in the shipping options dashboard? Yes. So that box will be populated by all the active shipping modules. So right now we've got things like the local pickup, we've got flat rate, we've got the table-based, which is the one that most people use. That's just based on zip codes. That's for your traditional delivery from the florist to a certain area model. There are also other gateways that we can add, things like UPS, FedEx, Canada Post, and probably a number of others. And if we need to expand on that, we'll look at those case by case and see what we can put together for you. But yes, that box with your options will be populated by whatever is active on the site at the moment. All right. Can we add shipping tables in the shipping options? Yeah, well, there is, right now, there's one table-based shipping option, right? That's the one that's used for the zip codes and such. That one can also be used for, you can set things up by a number of packages and a couple of other options. But if you're looking for multiple tables, what we would probably have to do is hack that existing module a little bit to rename it in the back end, rename the package and the code so that we can install it multiple times. So if that's what you're looking for, then we can certainly, again, look to that option. Yeah, perhaps, you've already, you have an active support ticket on this already, so if you want to provide us even one table as an example, then maybe we can work with that a little more to make sure that we're putting together something that's going to be appropriate for what you need. Hope that answers the question. Anything else for Q&A today? All right. So thank you for bearing with me and my lack of voice. Thanks for being with us this week. We're going to wrap it up for now, so let's go sell some flowers.
Recording saved.